Tryout season is here. Kids are getting nervous. Parents are giving advice. What really should a kid do to prepare for a successful tryout?
I think the first thing they should do is play in the position that they're comfortable in, the position that they understand, and a position where they know they're going to be able to shine as much as they can. The things they shouldn't be doing is volunteer to play in a position that they know nothing about. Okay? They shouldn't be looking to hog the ball and keep the ball without passing it to people. You know, play your game. Keep it simple. You may do 5 things wrong, okay, and that's okay, because you know coaches want to see them kids that can make a mistake and how they're going to bounce back. It shows character, shows who they are, and then you might do 3 things right, and it's them 3 things that you're doing right that the coach wants to see. That will eventually make why you'll make the team. So that's what I feel.
Do you think kids are nervous when they try out?
Yeah, every kid's nervous.
Yeah, don't be nervous. You say to a kid, don't be nervous. You go into it, like you said before, you go into an environment where could be new players, you may not be at the club before, so you're coming from another club, and don't be nervous. Just go out and do the best you can. Be, like he says, try and play your position if you can, that you know best, because that you can put your best foot forward for that. Just go play and enjoy it, because at the end of the day, if you go and you're scared and you're playing with fear, you can't play. Yeah. Right, Mike? Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't. So you have to just go out and play. Don't be afraid, and just give it your best go.
Enjoy it.
And go and enjoy it. Yeah.
That's the main thing, to go and enjoy it. I mean, you go to. I mean, depending on what club you're going to. I mean, certain clubs and certain teams, you can be going out to a tryout with over 100 kids for one age group, and that in itself can be a little bit daunting. To be around that. And to me, it's the most important thing is to go in there relaxed. But what have you done before you go to tryouts? I know a lot of kids are coming straight from school. Make sure you eat the right things. Make sure you drink the right things that day. So when you go in there, you're properly prepared. If you've not eaten right, you've not drank right, you're not being able to turn around and put your foot, what I would say, your front foot forward. Your
best foot forward, eh?
Yeah.
So do coaches understand that kids are playing with new players that they've never played with, that they're probably nervous? What is the coach really looking for?
I think, when, as a coach...
When you're holding a tryout, what are you looking for?
When we look at a tryout and you're looking at your players, and you've got to understand as well, we get a list, and the list that we've got has got all the names of every kid that's on there. So we're looking at like 60 kids. So, what we use at our club is, the check. Okay? So if that kid does something right, give them a check. If they're not doing anything right that stands out, they don't get a check. So, it might be something that they've said, it might be a run that they've made, it might be a pass they've made, it might be a tackle they've made, so every time they're doing something good, give them a check. And then what you're going to do at the end of the day, or during the course of the tryout, because at our club, we don't have one person evaluating, we've got 4 or 5 people evaluating that particular tryout. I'll go to Paul and I'll say, number 125, do you have that kid on your radar? And I've got 4 checks for that kid.
Yeah, I've looked at him, I've seen him. I do remember trying out for a couple of teams. Yes.
What was it like?
I was brilliant.
And modest, I can tell.
No, same. Going. I remember we had my own ball under my arm. You walk on the field, and my dad and my uncle Jim, they were pushing me out onto the field. Go on. And same. Just you're nervous. You're a little kid. All these kids you don't know, and you just go out and play.
I remember my first tryout at like a proper club. And it was with Tranmere Rovers. Yeah. I remember going there, and to be honest with you, I thought it was an absolute disaster. I thought I played absolutely awful. Yeah. In the first couple of minutes, I got megged. You
got what?
Nutmegged.
Nutmegged.
Yeah. Legs. And I got picked. But it was like the coach said to me, he said, "I loved your energy. I loved what you were putting into it, and that's why you picked me." Whereas to me, it was a total disaster. I never scored a goal.
Yeah, no. Well, that was a little bit. That was about what Diane asked me that earlier on about attitude of a player, and it's like obviously that coach picked up on something where he had a good attitude, good desire. You know, didn't have to coach his effort. His effort was there. He's working hard. Didn't score a goal. All right, no problem. But he had something, and we see those players too.
Yeah.
Where you go, yeah. One came out the other night for my team, and I think his sister plays in the club at Carlsbad, and he came out, and he's just. I didn't have to tell him to run. Like, you know, he didn't seem nervous at all. He just was really gung ho about everything he was doing. And then when he got down and was playing and going to goal, we did some stuff. I just said to myself, that guy's got something. I don't know, you know, I'm not going to keep him around, and he's got something, that kid. So it's a bit like that. He probably didn't think he did that good.
Your good players are going to stand out, and your quality players, you know, are those kids that no matter what's going on, and in the heat of the battle, they always seem to have the time and the space on the ball, and that is the mark of a top soccer player, a player that can, you know, find that little bit of space in all the chaos and in all the madness, and always seems to have that extra 3 or 4 seconds on the ball, and that's a gift. That's a gift in the players, and when you see a player that can do that straight away, it's like. You know, you don't need to check their box anymore. You just put a big circle around their box. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, that's the bullseye. You know, that's a player right away. You know, but you know, there is players out there that, you know, haven't got that. You know, so it's the other things that you're looking for. You know, the work ethic, as Paul's saying. You know, those kids that are willing to go out there and work hard and stay positive, no matter what's going on.
What about the parents? Do the parents, their attitude ever play into it?
A lot, yeah. Unfortunately.
That's a tough one.
Yes. You know, I mean, you want the parents to watch, observe, and be encouraging, but you don't want them lunatic parents that are, you know, hanging over the fence, telling Johnny or Mary to turn around, get in there, get stuck in, do it.
That sometimes puts the kid off.
Yeah.
That puts the kid off, makes them nervous.
Yeah.
They're trying to perform for the parent, because now they're not doing it for themselves, and they're not. Yeah. You know,
well, you know that's happening, because what's the kid doing every time he gets the ball or he passes the ball?
Looks over there at the parent.
Yeah.
Which, how can you play like that?
No.
You know, you can't.